Hey, what's up, guys? Back with another stream. Bambino here. Bambino Games Live. Another FSEconomy stream. Gotta make some money because I need some money to pay for the the shipping of my SR20 to Hawaii in FSEconomy. It's going to cost me $28,000 in total. So, I got a nice flight plan here. An FSEconomy with the Beechcraft B1900D. This is the Carenado 1900D, B1900D, one of my favorite planes to fly. Lots of fun to fly. 19 passengers, so I'm going to make a little coin today, which is good. Let's get inside here. Alright, so what we'll do is, see, there's the B1900D right there. Twin turbo, flies about 200 knots, and we're gonna do everything we can to get there quick and make some coins. So let's take a look at what we got planned today. So here's the here's the flight plan. So we're going Charlotte. We're gonna go to Greenwood, and then basically a figure eight back to Charlotte. The plan that we have here is Charlotte, we've got 10 passengers, so we're going to bring those to Greenwood, and then Greenwood we've got like, I think, 16 passengers. So total we got a little over 18K in assignments, which is nice. So I'm hoping to make 15K out of this. This plane already had like 275 gallons of fuel, so I just topped it up to 300, which should be plenty for definitely the first leg, which is 84, and then probably for the second, but we'll see when we get there. And that's pretty much it, pretty standard. So again, just this aircraft though is pretty nearing its 100-hour inspection. It's at 93.5 hours, but this is only going to take like probably under 2 hours to run this round trip, so we'll be fine there. And like I said, make a little bit of coin right now. We got 135K, but I'm gonna need to run a few laps here to make up some money to pay for all this stuff. Before we get started, I just want to talk about VR Aviators Group and Facebook. Just go to Facebook and type in VR Aviators Group, and you can get there. And we've got 226 members, all folks talking about flying flight simulators in VR. Pretty exciting stuff. Great group of people helping each other out. A lot of questions, a lot of answers, so it's a good place to be. Just search it up on Facebook, VR Aviators Group. All you have to do to join is there's 3 simple questions you have to answer. And if you answer those questions, that way I know you're not a bot and you're a real human, and we'll let you in. So that's the VR Aviators Group, so make sure you check that out. All right, so that's that for the planning. Already got the plane running. Just kind of move things along here. And let's get FSEconomy. Well, actually, first thing I want to do is I want to let me just explain here so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, first thing we're going to do is let's go to flight plan. I want to remove this flight plan. Okay, go back to flight plan, and that's not what I wanted. There we go. Get the cursor. I already set this flight plan up by downloading it from SkyVector and then converting it to FMS. So just boom, got it right there. And we can take a look at the flight plan. There it is. Charlotte to Cobot to Greenwood to Marjo back to Charlotte. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go down to that one right there and activate that leg. Then we're going to the first GPS vector, which is 76 miles out. We want to turn our CDI to GPS. Really simple to operate the 530. It's a great GPS. If you're interested, there's a video. Just it's like there's a tutorial on the X-Plane 530 that you can find on YouTube. Highly recommend checking that out. So, and we're going to have to make an about face to pick up our GPS. That's fine. I thought I was facing the other way, but I guess not. me just make sure here's something. Alright, we should be good to go. Definitely going to... where's my range? I'm going to go out here so you can see this. We can't go that far. Okay, I'm going to trust it. I'm just verifying with my other plan here. So we're going Charlotte to Cobot, and Cobot into Greenwood, and then Greenwood to Marjo, then Marjo into Charlotte, right? So that's the correct way. Just want to make sure. Beautiful. All right, cool. So what we'll do is we'll go to FSEconomy, open up FSEconomy. We're going to log in. Start our flight. 300 gallons, 8 assignments locked and loaded. So that's all good. Verified. Beautiful. All right, cool. So we're good to go. So let me get in this plane and get our ass in the air. All right, so, first thing you got to remember at this plane is it's always on aux, so you want to switch the tanks to the regulars, and I leave the fuel pumps off. Okay, and we want the pitot heat on. We want flaps to first position, and that's pretty much it. It's all started and ready to go. Now when we get to Greenwood, we're going to have to shut the plane down to register with FSEconomy, but that's fine. All right, so we're going to assume checklist, and let's get in the air. There's a money-making route here. Now you got to be careful not to overcook your overcook the engines. You gotta watch that torque. Want to get it up to about 35. Alright, that's good right there. Okay, we're just gonna taxi now. Just make sure everything's running okay. United Express. Want to go too fast. All right, beautiful. Right there is good. And we're good to go, right? Everything's good to go. Let's take off. Plane handle is really nice and smooth. I'm not sure if it's realistic or not, because obviously I've never flown a B1900D before, but I can tell you that this is the second plane I purchased from Carenado, and it's my third plane I purchased from Carenado, and it is a great plane. All right, there's my GPS right there. Get those flaps up. Oh, by the way, I do have ortho in Charlotte. I did that today because I knew I was going to get the gear up. There's that beautiful ortho scenery. Makes such a difference, even in frame rate it makes a difference. And we're going to, I got my autopilot all set up on nav and vertical speed. So all I have to do is engage the autopilot and then we'll start to take off. Turn autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
Alright, beautiful. We'll start to go up. I don't have to fly too high here, but I want to get some nice views, so maybe we'll go up to 2800. Look at that. That looks awesome. It looks awesome. Such a difference from the standard scenery. You know, you get up 3,000 feet. Now this is all my zoom level 17, except around airports. 5 kilometers around the airport, it's 18. So you're probably looking at 18 right there. And once you get like at 3,000 feet, man, it starts to look really, really good. We'll set it right there. Now we can start to just pull back on the fuel flow a little bit here. We have plenty of gas though. Man, look at that. It looks awesome. Looks awesome. Moving at a nice clip. I mean, this won't be a long trip. I mean, we're 20 minutes there, maybe 25 minutes there, 25 minutes back. So it's a nice way to in FSEconomy to make a good amount of money. That's why having this plane is great for FSEconomy. I think it's probably the best plane for FSEconomy because you can carry plenty of passengers and you can get there really quick. I've been having problems with the, you hit Alt-T in X-Plane. See, it doesn't work. Alt-T should allow you to advance time speed. So you should be able to move at 2 times speed, 3 times speed, depending on your GPU and CPU. And for some reason, it's not working. I checked with X-Plane, I filed a bug report. They got back to me, and Laminar said that it's working in their system. So I think it has something to do with FlyInside, so I'm not sure. Or maybe it has something to do with a plugin that I'm using, I don't know. But it's kind of irritating. It's not on this flight so much, but from the real long flights, like yesterday I did a flight, 2 flights up in from Southern to Northern California, and, it was like a 3-hour flight. I could have done it in an hour and a half, That looks awesome. Golf course over there. Now I'm pretty sure this is where the ortho cuts off right there. Look at the difference. That's interesting. Right there is where the ortho cuts off. So our frame rates will probably start to suffer too. There's a difference between ortho on the bottom and on the top is standard laminar scenery. Big difference. We'll see what happens here when we go into a new mesh here probably. Let's just see the frame rates decrease. You can see the line right down there. It's like a fault line. We're still getting good frame rate, so well, 1920 for a Carenado plane isn't really that bad, actually. Now, if I start turning on lights and everything, then it'll eat up frames. But I think there's been a definite improvement. I'm running 11.10 release candidate 3, so the current beta release, and I've definitely seen a difference in frame rates, especially in these third-party planes, which is good. So Laminar, I think, is living up to their promises of improving the system, which is really good. All right, yeah, so we're almost there on our turn. 15 minutes and we'll be there. I think I've got my the range too far in. It's 100 miles. That's 50 miles. Keep it at 50. That's good. Yeah, unfortunately, we won't have the nice scenery until we get back to Charlotte, but I'm working on building it out. I have a 6 terabyte drive that I bought, a WD Black drive, and I'm working on slowly but surely building up the East Coast. I've got all of Pilot Edge ZLA done, and I'm going to work up Northern California. I've got parts of like Juneau, Alaska around there done. I like to fly up there. I've got the metropolitan area in the Northeast, and I've got Southern Florida, Bahamas done, and also the BVI. Parts of the BVI is done. So, but I'm going to work my way all up the East Coast, so we can do like East Coast flights from like Boston down to Florida. Kind of cool. And you know, I mean, I've got plenty of space to do it, and just kind of work my way in. So I try to run like, you know, 10 a night, 10 tiles a night. Does take a lot of time, but so far so good, and it definitely makes a difference. It looks, you saw before, it looks awesome. Unfortunately, we're stuck with the old X-plane scenery right here. Yeah, this plane's a workhorse, and it flies great. It really does. I love flying it. Definitely different than landing this than landing the you know, the smaller GA planes that I'm used to flying. You know, but it's a good graduation to fly a bigger plane and to get me into like jets. So, you know, because I'd like to at some point get like a Citation or maybe a Challenger 300, that kind of plane. Kind of cool to have and learn to fly, but you know, I got to learn the systems and everything. That's the big difference. These planes are, you know, relatively easy to learn and understand, and you know, even if you don't understand them completely, you know, you can fly it with relative ease. Now, but if you start to get into the jets and stuff, you really kind of have to spend some time learning, you know. But speaking of learning, kind of a cool thing is I bought this book here, the Pilot's Handbook to Aeronautical Knowledge, FAA approved book. So I'm going to start reading this and learning more about the understanding flight, and here it is right there. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it was like $15 on Amazon, something like that. So it was recommended by somebody that was streaming, I can't remember, so I bought it. And I'm going to spend some time reading that. I also bought the far aim manual. Instead of downloading the PDF, I bought the book just to make it a little easier. So I'm going to be doing my New Year's resolution is to get more serious about learning about aviation. So that's the goal. Yeah, so that's the so the two. Well, the one problem I have with the beta release is that problem with the time scaling, and that's kind of something that's got to get fixed. You know, I'm not sure if it's FlyInside. It must be, because if you know, I tried it in 2D and just X-Plane alone, and it works fine. So the only difference between when I'm running in 2D and 3D is running FlyInside. So it's got to be something to do with FlyInside. But the good news is, and hopefully in about a month or less than a month, we'll be able to fly in native VR and X-Plane. So I'm looking forward to that. I was talking about that last night. I'm going to set up a separate install of X-Plane specifically for that beta, and looking forward to 11.20. Anxious to see the difference, and want to have a lot of the my ortho built out by the time that gets here. So take a look outside here. I think I want to do a livery in this plane. The unfortunate thing is you pay all this money for these Carenado planes, those $35. It would be nice if they gave you a paint kit with PSD files. Basically you have to work off PNG files, which if you know anything about painting liveries, it's much easier if you got the PSD files. The V-Flight airplane, the SR20, you get the PSD files. That makes it so much easier to do, and you can really do more realistic liveries when you have that. But unfortunately, you don't have that with this plane. I'd love to get my hands on it, and it's too bad. They should make that available, you know. Maybe you can get it. Maybe if I write Carenado, they might send it to me. Who knows? Looks pretty nice, but yeah, I'd like to do a custom livery for this plane, for sure. It's got a weird shape to it, thin shape. Now, when we're outside like this, the frame rates are much close, and it's 22. Still pretty good. And you guys don't think it's good. You know, you want 30, 40 frames per second. 20 frames per second or 22 frames per second with VR and everything I got running isn't bad. Isn't bad. Let's get back inside. We got 7 minutes for our turn, and then we'll be about 10 miles out of Greenwood. Now, I've never landed at Greenwood, so we're going to have to figure that out, which we will. Now, when I get about 10 miles out from the turn here, I'm going to start to slow the plane down a little bit. I wonder why Oh, there's a clock there. I was going to say, why does the Copilot have a clock and I don't? But there's a digital clock there, which isn't in 3D, unfortunately, but there is one there. I tell you though, in VR, this plane looks awesome. Every switch looks real. All the handles look real. All the dials look real. They're three-dimensional. Even the needles look three-dimensional. Except for the airspeed, I think it looks flat, but pretty. Well, let's see. No, the fuel gauges, those look three-dimensional. Everything is pretty well detailed, and it's a nice experience in VR. It really is. Does it have an auto feather? Let me just see. Auto prop. I gotta read what that's all about. Oh, that might be ice on the prop, is what that is. Yeah, that's all your heat section there. That's engine anti-ice, which I don't really need. That's the ignition for the engine. So when we start it up, we're gonna have to click those. Click those to start. Oh no, there's the starters below. Okay. It's been a while since I started this engine up. Just taking a look at all the controls here. All right, 15 miles out from our turn. I mean, we are burning a lot of fuel. I mean, we're probably going to have to fill up before we get back there a little bit. I mean, well, maybe we'll see. I don't like to chance it with the fuel. It's not that expensive, and, you know, I'd rather get there safe than sorry, you know. I noticed a problem when I was flying the stock C90, King Air C90, and I noticed that one of the tanks was pulling gas and the other one wasn't. So I did like a 200-mile trip because I had to bring my plane back from some god awful place where someone flew it to in FSEconomy. So I was bringing it back to Charlotte, and the left tank never moved. The right tank was down almost on fumes. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but maybe that's just a glitch in current release of X-Plane. I never saw that before. Usually it, you know, on the C90, this is the stock C90. The fuel flow is equal between the two tanks. But here you can see here, it looks like it's different. Like the left tank, we burnt more gas than the right tank. Not sure why that is. I guess that could happen in real life. Not sure. All right, we're 10 miles out. We're going to start to slow down here a little bit. Just bring the throttle back. We will get our mixture all the way in and the prop all the way in. We'll just start to bring the throttle back. I'm going to change my range here. I'm at 50. 35 is good. We appreciate you guys watching the stream. Say hello in the chat if you'd like. We do have a YouTube channel too, Bambino Games. All the anything I stream on Twitch, I put on YouTube channel. Plus, I've got tips videos and beginners guides, and I have a VR flight simulation guide video that a lot of people seem to like on my channel. So be sure to check my channel out. It's Bambino Games on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to have to build up this area because I think we're going to be running this It's a nice, lucrative trip. 160 miles round trip, takes you less than an hour, well, about an hour, I'd say. And, or I should say, well, it's 200 miles round trip, close to. And make about 15 grand. Not bad. This is the plane I want to buy. That's why I'm selling my C90. I want to buy one of these in the FSEconomy game. Save myself some money and also rent it out, you know. Gotta figure a good place to put it though. And I think it's like 1.5 million, something like that. So, like, hopefully can get about 800,000 for my C90, and then just gotta make up the rest. All right, gonna make our turn here. Altitude at this airport's about 800, so we'll have to come down a little bit. We'll start to descend after the turn. I appreciate you guys checking the stream out. We're flying the Carenado B1900D for X-Plane, designed for Plane11, and lots of fun to fly. Great workhorse for FSEconomy. I highly recommend this for FSEconomy. And when you're first getting started with FSEconomy, the stock in Plane11, the stock C90 King Air is a great plane. I think it's 12 passengers. You can make a lot of money with that, but I just don't find that a lot of fun to fly. I'm going to start to descend here. We've got 9 miles, so I'm going to start to. I've already got it set up to descend. Actually, I want to go. Oh, is that my airport right there? Let's see. Yep. All right. Better get down a little quicker than 200 feet. So let me. I see the airport, which is good. Right up there. Just zoom in and see it. You can see we're actually on a nice glide slope. Unfortunately, no. There's no buildings there. I'm going to see if I can find the scenery for that airport. It'd be nice to have. Alright, so what do we got? 6 miles. I'm going to start to slow this plane down now. Take her off autopilot. Here we go. Got our gear down. So gas mixtures. Gas is well, we're on both tanks, so we're fine there. Undercarriage is down. Mixture is in, and gas is and prop is in. So we're good to go here. Let's get ourselves lined up. 4 miles out. Plane handles really nicely, just very nicely, smooth. I tell you, I didn't like Carenado SR20, but I do like this plane. The SR20, the G1000 is just awful. Right, second notch of flaps. Our landing speed's going to be about 100 knots, 110 knots around there. And then we'll just load up passengers and we'll just take off. That's how you make money in FSEconomy, baby. So I'll keep this one on the list of good jobs to have. We are full flaps. We've got 3 green, and we are good to go. We're a little high. There we go, that's better. Start to see one orange show up. We want 2 orange and 2 white. Start to slow her down a little bit. Flare her up. Throttling it down. Oh shit. Whoa, 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 whoa. That wasn't very good. I hope I didn't destroy the plane. I'm going to have to fix the plane here. Yeah, I might have blown a tire. That was nasty. Alright, let's... Yeah, I guess I was coming in a little too fast there and I kind of stalled it out. Like I said, I haven't flown this plane a lot lately, so... I'll just make sure everything's fixed on it before I take off again. Well, actually, could I go on the other... I don't know, we want to go this way. Just make sure I don't have a flat tire, let's see. No, they look okay. Pretty nasty landing there. You guys are watching, you can critique the landing. You can tell me that looked like shit, because it did. Okay, let's stop her right here. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
We got to turn this plane off. And then we'll have to start her up again. I got to cycle FSEconomy. Okay. Just making sure everything's good there. Boom, made $5 grand. And how much gas we got? 240, we should have plenty of gas, so I'm going to start FSEconomy again. We'll load it with 240 in our assignments, so we got our assignments back to Charlotte. Now, what I just want to make sure of is I want to go into flight configuration, customize. I want to just make sure I don't have any failures. Fix all systems. Apply changes. And we're going to start this baby up now, so let's do that. Alright, where's my mouse? There she goes. Beautiful. We are good to go. You got both engines running okay? Yep. Passengers are on board, gas on board. We got our GPS vector locked. Going to check one thing here. And there we go. Looks pretty cool in VR, I'll tell you that. I'll try not to make such a hard landing when I get to Charlotte. All right, good to go. We want our flaps. First position. All gauges look good. We're to take off and then make a turn to pick up our vector back to Charlotte. And we got everything set there. Nav VS at 400 feet. We'll climb to around 3,000. And then we'll set ourselves up on good to go. Here we go. Pretty heavy. Definitely felt that for sure. Definitely felt that. Let's get the gear up. Flaps up. Airspeed's alive. Get ourselves a little altitude, and then we're gonna make our turn here. Yeah, it definitely feels like the plane is heavy. That's what's cool about X-Plane. You know, you don't get that in FSX or any other flight sim. You really, or maybe P3D you do. I'm not sure. I've never really flown P3D all that much. Autopilot on.
Autopilot on.
All right, here we go. We're gonna pick that up, and we're already at 3,000, so I'm just gonna go to altitude. Just hold it right at 3 grand. But with this plane and an X-plane, you definitely feel the weight of the plane. I'm not sure what airport that is right there. Now, unfortunately, the moving map isn't working. Because Flight Plan Go isn't working properly, so they know about it. They know they've got a bug. Usually that upper left-hand corner there where you see the sectional chart, you'll see a little green plane flying around. And unfortunately it doesn't work right now, but we'll get there with that. Everything looks nominal. Start to pull back a little bit here on the throttle. The plane seems to be making some strange sounds. I hope I don't have a fire or something, man. No, everything looks good. Sounds good on the outside. Oh. Am I supposed to turn these off? Not sure. Well, I guess we'll find out. Master alarm is on. DC gen, okay. I got the AC bus on, I got the master switches are on. I think we're okay. Got a 19-minute flow, about a half-hour flight back, which isn't too bad. Again, we made $5,000 there. We'll probably make $5,000 going back, or a little over $5,000. I think we made $5,500. Let me just look there. Yeah, no, we made $5,000, so we'll probably make $5,000 back. I hope it's not $8,000. Oh no, because there's a distance bonus, so I'll get that money back. We'll see what the net is. It was $18,000 total revenue. We'll see what the net is. That's an interesting thing. You can only see the engine when you put your head out the window. I don't know why that is. It's just weird. I think that's only in a VR. Just going to pull the prop back a little bit. Yeah, I can turn those starters off. That was making that whining sound. So once you start the engines up, you can turn those things off. Yeah, I got to remember that. Like I said, I don't know these systems all that well. Let me just see if I can turn some lights on here. See if that kills the frame rates. That's not too bad. You see, one tank is more full than the other. I don't know why that is. It's weird. I have to read what the transfer flow does. Maybe that keeps things... Oh, I see what it does. I could transfer fuel from one to the other. Okay, I see. How do I do that? So if I got it here, standby pump is on, standby pump is on. This needle going up now. Doesn't look like it's going up. But we'll have plenty of juice to get there. But definitely one engine is burning more fuel than the other. Not sure why that would be, but it seems to be that way. Anyway, not gonna worry too much about that. We only have 15 minutes more, so or 20 minutes more, so we should be fine. Maybe I'll fly the Eclipse tonight. Or I might fly another mission with this. If I can make 20 grand tonight with this, that'll cover a lot of the cost of the shipping of the my SR20, which is in the process of packing up. That's what I wanted to talk about. So in FSEconomy, I'm not bitching about it, but when you crate up a plane to be shipped. So I've got my Cirrus SR20, the V-Flight Air Cirrus SR20. I bought an SR20 in FSEconomy to represent that plane in FSEconomy. And I bought it in Pennsylvania, and I shipped it I flew it to California. And eventually I want to get it to Hawaii, but it obviously doesn't have the range to go. It's got like a 600-mile range, and it's a 2,500-mile trip to Hawaii. So in FSEconomy, you can crate up a small plane and have it shipped. So Crating it up, it's like 1,000 kilograms. It costs about $7,000 to crate it up. And then you can hire a pilot that has got a plane that can carry that size crate and can go that far from Los Angeles or California to Hawaii, and they'll fly it there for you, okay? So the process to crate it up takes 2 days. And I'm saying to myself, why? Why does it take 2 days? Now, okay. And I actually posted something on the forum on FSEconomy about this. And the answer I got back from one person was that it's kind of to prevent people from overdoing it. And I get that. I get that, all right? But 2 days? 48 hours. It takes 48 hours for this thing to get crated up, okay? It's software. It could be done in seconds. I understand why they put the throttle in there so that it appears to be longer than it, than nanoseconds, but I think 2 days is too much. I could live with 1 day. So now I got to sit around waiting for 2 days for this thing to get crated up so that the pilot who's got a Challenger 300 can take it and fly it. To me, it just seems like, I don't know. I guess they're worried about people crating up their planes and flying them all over the place. I don't know. What's the big problem with that? I guess I must be missing something, because it just seems to me that you should be able to hit ship and the thing should get crated up within, like, maybe if you want to make it, so that there's a deterrent, make it 5 hours. And you got to wait 5 hours for it to get shipped, to crate it up. Not 2 days. I mean, I realize in real life it would probably take 2 or 3 days to disassemble a plane and crate it up. Okay, maybe longer. But this isn't real life. It's a virtual economy, right? So it's software. You could do it in seconds. But I don't know. It just kind of bothers me. But anyway, just wanted to rant a little bit about that. I know there's FSEconomy purists who, are like, one guy actually said, it takes a long time to disassemble a plane. Well, yeah, I get that, but I got to wait around for 2 days? Come on. Anyway. The other one, I'm looking at this thing called SimBuddy. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have tried SimBuddy. I haven't met a lot of people that have, or heard a lot of people that have. I'm not sure where they are as far as updating their client and stuff like that. It seems to be a lot like FSEconomy, but a lot more streamlined and better flight tracking and much more up-to-date web GUI and all that stuff. They've got a free trial. I think I'm going to try it out and see what it's like. There's not a whole lot of people doing it on YouTube, so it tells me that there's not a lot of momentum. I don't know how many users they have, so I don't know. I want to look into it, because FSEconomy is great, but it is kind of archaic in its design. Not archaic, but like clunky in its design. I mean, it was designed 15 years ago, I guess, right? And the fact that they don't have like a lot of planes, and a lot of the airports are obsolete, like you'll have mismatches between real world and what's in FSEconomy. I don't know. It kind of. I know it's a free system, and I'm not complaining about it, right? And I want to actually donate to them, because I think I use it so much that they deserve a donation, But I just think that it would be kind of cool if they updated it a little bit. So I want to check out SimBuddy. Now, SimBuddy is, you got to pay for it. It's like £5 a month, so I guess that's about $8 a month, something like that. So, but they have a free trial. I'm going to check it out and see. I'm a little off kilter here. There you go. All right, I'm definitely going to try to have a better landing this time. You see how that tank is going down there? That's bothersome. I don't know anything about transferring these tanks. If I went like this, fuel flow, that way, and I put on this pump, I don't have any way to... transfer flow. So I want to go from this tank to that tank. But I don't seem to be doing anything. I just hope we have enough gas, and we've got 33 miles. I think I'm going to pull back around the floor a little bit. This is the aux pump. Let's see if I turn that on. It's on auto. Nope. Alright, well, I can always fly it on one engine. I've done that before, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm definitely burning a lot more gas in this engine, for sure. Let's see what I got in terms of auxiliary. Oh, I'm decent on the auxiliary, so that's good. Alright, good. Alright, so if I run too low, I can switch to aux. That's good. Okay. Gotta have a backup plan. Should be getting into ortho pretty soon here. I could see it over there to the, what is that? To the north, right there. That's north. Kind of see the line there. We'll see where we pick it up here. We're kind of going northeast here. In fact, I can burn a little bit more gas here. I'm actually looking to retire potentially in the Charlotte area. Lake Wiley, which is, I guess, just west of Charlotte. Beautiful area. We shall see. Nice place to live. Cost of living much better than I live in the Northeast. So Northeast is one of the most ridiculous places on earth to live. As far as cost of living, it's just, you wouldn't believe it. It's just ridiculous. People, I talk to people in different parts of the United States, and they're like, "How could you live there?" You know. It's just so bad. It's so bad. So expensive. Everything is expensive. People do, call a plumber. It's like twice the price that it would cost you, like in Pennsylvania or Delaware or something like that. Or Maryland or something like that. Northeast is just ridiculous. Yeah, there's the line of ortho right there, man. That's pretty cool. We'll probably pick it up in about 15 more miles, somewhere around there. Yeah, the good news is we got aux tanks, so. Show you the back of this thing. See back there. Let me just There you go, right there. Believe it or not, we do have passengers on board. All right, about 4 minutes to our turn, and I can see the ortho coming up. We'll get to fly over Marjo, which is, I've come in a lot this way, and it's always, I've never seen the ortho there, so that should be kind of cool. Yeah, we're definitely moving pretty quick here. I think that's actually Lake Wiley right there. Right to the 11 o'clock right there. Yeah, what's up with that? The right tank is barely burning and the left tank is burning its ass off. This is what happened in the King Air C90 too. One tank burnt and the other tank didn't. I think it was the opposite though. I think the right tank was burning and the left tank hardly moved. Not sure what's up with that. Maybe it's something I'm doing. Doesn't seem like it. It seems like both of these engines have been running exactly the same for the whole trip. Same RPM, same fuel flow, so I don't understand why there would be a difference. But nevertheless, we're gonna have plenty of juice to get there, so not to worry. That's the important thing, right? Take a look outside. You can see the difference between the ortho and the standard scenery right there. Big difference. And we're going to come into it right here. Now there's an airport there, so when I build out this mesh right here, this is all going to be 18 zoom level, which would be great. Not sure what airport that is, but it does not have any scenery, unfortunately. There it is. Let's see, what is it? KUZA. Yeah, that's Lake Wiley right there. Not sure if it's a man-made lake. I don't think so. Like a flooded river. I'm not sure. Might be. There's a river there. Maybe they have a dam. I'm not sure. Well, if there is a dam, it'd be right here, right? All right, coming up to our turn. I'm going to start to slow down now. Plenty of gas to get there. There's a difference. Bottom is standard scenery. Top is Ortho 4XP. Probably 18 zoom level. Massive difference between the two. All right, 180 knots right now. Coming up to our turn. We're gonna have about 11 miles to get down. Let me set that up. Vertical speed, we want to go down. So we can set to go. Make ourselves a quick 10, 11 grand, something like that, and it's all good, baby. Get myself straightened out here. Gonna try for a better landing this time. All right, I'm gonna start to descend. Slow up. Gas I don't have control over, unfortunately. Undercarriage I haven't put down yet. There's the ortho. Big difference. We have our Marjo turn here. And then we'll pick our runway and land this beast and make our money. And that's what it's all about. Well, that's what it's all about. It's all about the flying, but nice to make that cash so I can pay for that trip. All right, there's our airport right there. We'll go to 2,000, then I'll just stop it there, and then I'll hand fly it when we're ready to go. We got 9 miles out. What's nice with the ortho is you can actually see the runway, it seems like now, because it's differentiated from the scenery, I guess. Let's slow her down a little bit more. We're going to put mixture in. Yes, we're fine. We're going to put the prop in. We'll fly at about 160 knots. And when we get to 2,000, well, we can fly a little bit longer on autopilot. When we get to 2,000, we'll just get the altitude, we'll level off there. Let's put in the first notch of flaps. Slow that plane down, come up a little bit. I still think we're going a little fast for the flaps there. All right, get that gear down. Autopilot is off. Gas is good. Undercarriage is down, 3 green. Mixture is in and prop is in. And we are on final. Sending to, I think it's about 700. So we got a ways to come down now. Trying to make this landing a little bit better. We are heavy though, that's for sure, so. Gotta watch. I think I stalled it last time. That was the problem. Let's get that final notch of flaps there. I always wondered it was there. Before it was just like, in the old scene, it was just a big piece of concrete. Now there's some sort of processing plant there or something. I don't know. But let's get this thing down here. little more difficult than landing SR20. Get that trim up a little bit, get that nose up. Just make sure we don't stall her out. We're going to keep between those two whites there. It's like 110. Got plenty of runway to work with. Coming in a little bit high. Just take it slow. Main thing is you don't panic. There we go. Better. That's much better. Beautiful. Clear the active. Get our flaps up. Not bad. Much better than the last time. Back in Charlotte. Whoa. That was messed up. That was weird. Something happened with the view there. I'll just stay inside here. Alright, we're just going to go over to the terminal over there. I'll have to walk up the steps onto the jetway. Normally I have someone here helping me in, but it's okay. And there we go, right there. It's beautiful, beautiful. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
All right, let's check it this out. How do we look outside? Let's see. That's a cool picture. Nice. All right, let's get this thing shut down. All right, we're going to check our FSEconomy. Shut that down. All right, let's get to that. Show you how we did. Let's just take a look. Ooh, 13 grand. Not bad. 13 grand total. Let's say the first one we made 5,000. Not too bad. But the second one we made almost 9,000. So 13.8 is what we made out of the 18. So it cost us 5. Not bad. That'll go a long way. That'll pay for a nice chunk of that shipping, which is good. That's what I wanted to do. And successful flight. First landing kind of sucked. But the second landing is, let me just show you. So the second landing was much better. Let me just show you my aircraft. So here's the SR20. You can see disassembly, 38.8 hours left. Why? I don't get it. Anyway, if you want to buy a King Air, come to Charlotte for $800,000. You can get yourself a beautiful King Air. Got low hours on it. It's got 50 hours left before its next check, so that's a lot of flight time. But check that out, and before you buy it. Anyway, listen, guys, I appreciate you watching. It's going to do it for me tonight. And hit the like button, hit the follow button on Twitch, hit the like button on YouTube, and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. And don't forget to hit the little bell on YouTube as well, and that'll let you know when I put new videos up. And everything I stream on Twitch, I'm going to be putting over on YouTube. So that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and have a great evening.